This is Toby with Birdsong Studios. How's everyone doing? We are going to be looking at the energy around the planetary alignment that is happening this week. I think it's visible all week long, approximately an hour before sunrise. However, I think tomorrow morning, June 3rd, is the day, the best day for viewing. Not all the planets will be visible unless you have a telescope. However, they will be in alignment, and that is a fairly rare occurrence. But interestingly, so I know you guys don't normally have visibility to this part of the process, but I'm being guided to go ahead and channel the sigil here with you. So, if you want to skip over this part, feel free to do so. It should create a chapter so that you'll be able to, I'll make sure that you can find it. All right. Interestingly, also, it's all interesting, as I was preparing, I felt a real, the time is what kept coming into my mind. Ooh, sorry, I touched the camera. Sorry about that. Time, and seeing time as a spiral. And of course, we say that time doesn't really exist. But is it that it doesn't exist, or is it that it is just not linear as we have described it? So time doesn't exist as we have described it. And there's something about this planetary alignment, and I can't recall exactly which reading it was, but there was a reading, it's probably been 3 months ago, and I think it was around before the eclipse, and we were talking about the procession of eclipses rather than the precession of eclipses. One is a forward movement, one is a more like retrograde or backwards movement. And so it's really interesting because I feel like with this alignment we are literally, to take it literally, everything is lining up for us. And it's happening just before this new moon in Gemini. A beautiful balancing point, Gemini being the twins, yin and yang, and light and dark, divine feminine, divine masculine. And so with the alignment, what are we, I don't know. All right, we'll see what happens in the reading, but it feels like a going backwards in order to go forwards is the best way for me to describe it. But it's not a going backwards linearly. It's going backwards in a spiral is the way it feels. And I don't know how to describe that any better. So let's see what we have for the sigil. And I may put this part on a little bit of a fast forward for you so it doesn't, because this can be a bit of a lengthy process. This is so interesting. This is, sometimes I get a feel as I'm, moving into this energetic space of how the sigil will come through, and this is very unexpected. I don't know how else to put it. And if you've been watching these, if you're familiar with the sigils that come through, this is very different. Now each one is unique, of course, but this one is, whoa, flying pens, very, very different to what we've seen before. I'm getting a sense of violet flame here. This feels very much like we were talking initially about going backwards in order to go forwards, but that spiral type circling. Whenever I think of that, I think of the Guggenheim. I know I said that in a reading before, where the museum where it's a spiral and you can look up and down from each floor. And so this feels like some an opening for us to utilize that ability that we've got the violet here with the, and I was feeling strongly violet flame of transmutation. So with the alignment, it's interesting though, it's not visible to the eye, right? But with the alignment, all of the planets are going to be in the same portion of the night sky, when normally, right, you would look at Mars and you might not, whether it's with the naked eye or with a telescope or binoculars or a lens, you still probably wouldn't be able to see another planet in that part of the sky. So what we have here is this opportunity to see all the archetypes of the planets in front of us all at once. So with that, what are we seeing that maybe we are able to see then from a different perspective, because we're seeing them all at once instead of separated? So there's our point of integration, integrating the archetypes of all of those planets. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to write that down. So whether we can see it with our naked eye or not is not really the point, but it's having the energetic visibility, I'm doing air quotes here, energetic visibility of all of those archetypes to allow us to really consider and love the notification right then. Energetic visibility, let's write that down too, of all of the archetypes of the planets, and seeing how they're working together, or maybe how they're not working together. Are they working symbiotically and coherently, or is there friction between them for you as an individual? That's interesting, very interesting, because we have this new moon coming up in Gemini, right? And this is a new beginning in being able to be in this place of balance, and we are right at, well, this isn't right at the halfway mark of the year, but it feels that way energetically. I think we're going to see all this solidifying with the solstice, but yeah, seeing how all of these individual archetypes then are working within you or not working within you. Are they working together? Are you able to utilize these different archetypes to work together within you as an individual? Or are there some that are causing where you have resistance to them, or you have a story around them that doesn't allow you to work with those energies? This feels like a dragon to me. I get very much dragon energy here. I know it doesn't really look like a dragon, but I'm getting a lot of dragon energy here. And I will tell you, as I was taking the cards out, check this out. This is the, oh, what is it? The Sacred Forest Oracle, the card that fell out. Oops, upside down. Oop. New beginnings. Daffodil Fairy. And it's card number 10. It's a card of completion, which is, there is no ending without a beginning, right? And 1 + 0 is 1. Brand new start. Okay, let's see, what else do we need here? I know I'm not drawing this, what I'm about to say, but I was getting a sense of the Eye of Ra. Interesting. Okay guys, here's our sigil. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, let's look at, this is a new deck I have not used so far, not here. It is Guides of the Hidden Realms. By Colette Baron Reed. Let's look at this, see what comes through as far as the overall theme for us, the message for us, the guidance for us, the guidance for us around this alignment. I am getting strongly this sense of preparatory type energy for the new moon in Gemini coming up on June 6th. Oh, look at that, y'all. Okay, first card was a call to transformation. Metamorphosis, the in-between. And we talked about it being a time, we just said, a preparation, right? For this new moon in Gemini happening on the 6th, which, as we've already talked about, is a new beginning. And then we have the masks we wear: self-expression, protection, authentic self. And what were we just talking about integrating all the archetypes of the planets within us. And look at how the colors match up with the sigil. Look at this, even the yellow. That's amazing. That is amazing. The only thing missing here is green from the sigil. That's awesome. Wow, I love that. Oh my gosh. And we have card number 33, which breaks down to 6, which is the number for Gemini, or the Lover's card in the tarot. And we have card 17, which is the Star card in the tarot, which is Aquarius. And it also breaks down to 8, which is the number of abundance. But I get this great sense of healing. And even with the masks, I mean, we have the butterfly here as, you know, the metamorphosis, the spreading of one's wings, the unfurling of the wings, as a friend said to me the other day, which I thought was a beautiful statement. But even with this, it almost looks like she is pulling back these, they're like butterfly wings, but I almost feel like they're being lifted from in front of her eyes so that she's able to see clearly. And this is that offering that we have right now of this time of preparation for this, for the new chapter that begins for all of us in June. I mean, it is June right now, but that feels to be solidified around the solstice, but right now we're opening to it, and we're opening to, and this is that going back to, in order to go forward, going back over these archetypes of the planets to see where are those causing restriction within us, where can we activate those archetypes within us in order to facilitate a greater level of self-expression, self-awareness, authenticity, integrity to self. And there is, because we have Aquarius represented here with the nod to the Star card in the tarot, card number 17, this again speaks to how when we do this on an individual level, it ripples out to the greater world. Anything that we do on an individual level has implications and interference, I'm hearing, with the collective. But interference isn't always negative. It just means a change in pattern, right? So interfering with a waveform is the way I'm being presented with it. So if we have a frequency that is not conducive to the ascension of all of us, to the raising of our consciousness, to the movement towards unconditional love, to Christ consciousness, to oneness and unity, then yes, there does need to be interference in that, right? We do want to create dissonance within that wave so that then it can be reformed in one into one in alignment with the frequency of unconditional love and unity, of ascension. Oh, I'm hearing of mastery. That's interesting. Mastery. That's an interesting word. We are forever learning, but maybe it's mastery of the learning process, and it's not necessarily of a particular skill set or tool or knowledge base, but it's mastery of oneself in the process of learning. Oh my gosh. And look, and then on the bottom, I just flipped this over and it looks so similar to this card, and it's card number 44. Wow. Which is 8, the emergence of hope, faith, trusting in a divine plan, all is well, and patience. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love these cards. That is awesome. And then we're going to keep going, because it seems like we are going to keep going, at least to this one. We have card number 36, which is 9. Another chance to be. Reclamation, second chances, rebirth, emotional healing. Oh, we're going to keep those. And then we have enough for now and always. You are enough. Worthiness, faith in needs being met. Yeah, beautiful. Wow. Okay, so let's see. Let's get, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Let's see what's going to be supportive of us in these themes. I'll pull a card for each one of these themes we have here. There's Dragon. There's the Dragon Tower. Okay, one more. We'll see if Dragon comes out. I do feel the Dragon here strongly as a guide in helping us to transmute, to transform, to alchemize, to bring the awareness to these archetypes. Okay, so let's look at the masks we wear. Oh, that's the one. Trust. Crystal Cave. Look at how the colors go together. And it's card number 9. We're going to do one more. This is trust in oneself. Trust in your guides, but trust in oneself. Having that place of sanctuary and recognizing that, you know, as important as it is to be authentic, I feel like sometimes we have a belief around authenticity that means that it has to be over, that it has to share everything, right? And for some people, that's exactly what they're called to do. But that doesn't mean that that's the case for everyone. And so, with the Crystal Cave, there's this recognition that this light within you, like there is not revealing the innermost parts of yourself. Let me make sure I get this right. Give me just a second. First, I'm going to point out again how these colors match the sigil. Okay, no, it's going deeper than where I was going. That's what I was feeling, that I was just scratching the surface of it. It is to recognize that when you have that deep trust in oneself, that you are able to reach down into the deepest caves of your crystalline being and pull out the light that resides there. Because oftentimes it's that brightest light within us that is what we have concealed behind the masks. Oof. Oftentimes it is the brightest light that resides within that deep crystalline cave, which has been hidden behind the masks that we've put in place. And so it's through the emergence of this light that hope emerges as well. It's based in trust. It's based in recognition and acceptance of the divine plan. It's based in trust in oneself. It's based in trust in that light that has been hidden away for so long. And even for those of you who have been shining brightly, this is a time, again, we're going a little bit backwards to go forwards. This is a time to reevaluate those archetypal energies of the planets. Have you integrated each of those? I mean, this is a big ask right here. Part of me is going, wow, that's a lot to ask for all of us to integrate all of those archetypal energies. But part of being the master at this process of learning is recognizing that this is a lifetime process, but what is required in order to even begin that process to facilitate an opening to it is awareness. So yeah, it's and it's by looking at those archetypal energies, I think that you are going to find maybe where you have been dimming that light within you, where it's been hidden. And I saw something, I saw something earlier today talking about the shadow and how the shadow has been talked about the lower vibrational parts of ourself, right? When that is not the case. The shadow is the parts that we have hidden away for whatever reason. And that doesn't mean that they're low vibrational. Oftentimes, I would say all the time, our greatest gifts lie within the shadow. Because most of us, I would say, have some trepidation about our own power and what we actually do have capability of. And so, I mean, just our culture as a whole often times asks us to diminish ourselves. So it's no wonder that we have so many people who have hidden away their brightest parts of self. So yes, going in within this crystal cave and playfulness. And we have another 6 card. It's card number 15. Elves. Look at the colors again. That's so fascinating. There's a freedom and playfulness that comes when we allow ourselves to really explore all aspects of ourselves. And to be able to enter into this space too, to enter into that crystalline cave within you with curiosity and playfulness, that is going to help relieve some of the personal pressure that we put on ourselves when we do shadow work. All right, let's look at a call to transformation and another chance to be. Oh my gosh, we have 2 animal spirits here. We have bear spirit with healing. It's the first one. And we have stag spirit with leadership. And we have 4 and 12. 4 and 39. Wow, 3, 6, 9. Very, very, very important at this time, it seems like. Because we have 36 here, 39 here, 4, and 4s and 8s. Wow, 3, 6, 8, and 9. Really important numbers for this time period. It is an 8 year. 6, 3 is 9. 2024 is 8. Okay, so we have bear spirit bringing in the healing. And that's what we had here with this call to transformation, right? I mean, it's the star card. It's linked, and that is all about healing oneself. And a call to leadership with stag spirit. And this is that reclamation that came through with the emotional healing and another chance to be card. This is where we tap into our higher selves and connect in to the power that lies within that relationship and the power that we have uncovered through this alchemization and the integration of the shadow work, of the archetypal energies of the planets. And this is where we step forward with that light. Look at how brightly the antlers are shining, like antenna, calling in his herd. In our case, calling in our tribe, right? And calling out to the collective. Again, it goes back to that interference, right? Great leaders are not ones who great leaders are not ones who push the status quo. Great leaders are the ones who interfere. They are the ones who create dissonance so that something better can be built. Great leaders are visionaries. They look beyond what is right in front of them and what has been done or created in the past. And the bear spirit comes in here to remind you that you are protected. It takes a lot of courage to step into this leadership position, and yet Bear Spirit is here to remind you of the protection available to you and around you all the time. I mean, he's in front of her. Your guides and Bear Spirit are here in front of you and urging you to step forward into this leadership position, recognizing that they're always there with you to support and protect you in that process. Isn't this interesting? Now all of a sudden I feel like everything needs to be lined up. So here we've gone through this process with the reading, right? Where we've talked about these different things. We've talked about these different archetypal energies even. And now things are coming into alignment. Now it's time to bring it into alignment. That is so interesting because of the planetary alignment. Because I think the planetary alignment is, again, it's giving us this opportunity to tap into the archetypal energies of the planets and how are those represented within us or not represented. And so it's going back a little bit to then go forward in alignment as we enter into the energy of the new moon in Gemini. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. I feel like that's what needed to be said. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all so very much. And I forgot to say early on, if you have not, if you resonate with this message, please be sure to like and share the video. It really does help to get the messages out there for more people to see it. If you've come here through Facebook, please go to YouTube and like the channel, like the video. I would appreciate that greatly if you feel called to do that. And I believe that's it. Be sure to keep an eye out for future videos. Most likely I'll be doing one for the new moon in Gemini, but sending you guys so much love and encouragement in this process, because the time is here for us to step forward. We are the leaders that the world needs, that the collective needs. Those of you who are listening, you know this about yourself already. Yes, it's not necessarily without a little bit of trepidation and maybe nervousness, but you're protected. This is part of the divine plan, and we are needed. We are needed. Okay, sending you guys so much love, wishing you all the best, and I will be back soon. Thank you.